everyone, and welcome to I Hate It Here, where me and Sam spend 1 hour hating the world so you don't have to. Not done one of these for a while. Certainly we missed some belters over the festive period and beyond, but we're going to try and settle back into some sort of rhythm. And we're going to start. So, Sam, I've got a question for you right at the top of the show.
Right.
Yeah, he's got to put the bong down.
Yeah.
All up it. Yeah.
It's over, yeah.
So,
Spooked.
He's making the noise. So anyway, question for you. Because you've had a job. We've talked about this on many of the shows that we've done. You've had shit jobs in the past, right?
Yeah.
How far would you go for a day off work?
How far would I go?
Yeah, what's like the craziest shit you've ever done to get a day off work?
Lied about, family emergencies. That one's always a bit... That one always feels a bit dirty.
You ever said if a family member was dead or not?
No, we never went that far. Because that one always ends up coming back, but, obviously, she ain't dead, is she?
Yeah. I've had people at work, definitely, they lied about a relative dying, and then, a year later, they actually died.
No lying twice. You're not off for the funeral. You've had one off.
Exactly. It turns out you have to let them off. You can't say that. Anyway, neither here nor there. One Japanese man actually decided to try and get the day off work by stabbing himself. So this is the disheartened employee, 54-year-old Masaru Miura of I'm terrible at these Japanese pronunciations. Kasugai in Japan's Aichi Prefecture. He stabbed himself in the hip in a subway bathroom at about 7:20 a.m. in the morning on the way to the commute. And then he went to a nearby police station and filed a police report saying, some geezer just stabbed me, mate. So
definitely see it happened on a subway system where all the CCTV is the way it seems like.
Yeah.
That's always good.
You know what I mean? Why not stay? Here's the thing. Did something happen at the station? It's you're at home, right? You're in bed and you're like, oh, I gotta get out of bed. Oh, I gotta have a shower. Oh, I gotta have a cup of coffee. Gotta have breakfast. You're doing all of that, right? You've had a shit. You brush your teeth. You've done all that stuff, right? And you've got out the door and you've taken a tentative walk.
The hard part.
Yeah. You've done the hard bit. So what's happened? For me, what I would have done if I was this fella, I'd have stabbed myself in my house and then said, oh, I tried to leave the house and some madman just ran past and slashed me up. There's no CCTV in your gaff, is there?
Yeah.
It's unlikely it happened, but you've got a whole lot more chance of it, not being proven as a lie. But anyway, this guy's just a cucklord, basically. While he was awaiting treatment for the stab wound, police just asked him a few more questions. Oh, can you tell us what the guy looked like then? Tall. In Japan, mate. Short. I'm lying. Disgrace to my family. He starts crying, breaking down. Look, it says here. The police just began questioning him. And he just caved immediately and told the officers he'd lied and stabbed himself to get out of work. And as a result of that, fucking arrested. He got out of work.
How's that a thing, though? How can you arrest a cunt after he stabs himself in the belly, but because he doesn't want to leave his house?
He's wasting police time, Samothy.
It's not worth an arrest, though, is he? He's clearly fucking mental.
I'm not saying he should go to jail, maybe, but he's definitely wasting police time. Police got better things to do.
Where does he work anyway, bud?
I don't think it says, because obviously that's the worst.
Of Kisagi, is that it? Or is that... that's just a place.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think they're going to reveal the company.
Say, oh shit, was this
That's
job?
the worst advertisement ever. It's like those fucking... What is it? Did you hear about those Chinese workers? Well, I don't want to say the company in case it's wrong. Let me just get this for you. I'm pretty sure I actually put this to one side for an episode of the show once. We just never did one. Let me find it for you.
Oh no, I've seen a bunch of shit like they have to have nets below the factory and stuff.
Oh no, yeah, it was Apple.
Yeah, that's right. I was going to say Apple.
Yeah, it was Apple. The Apple manufacturer Foxconn, right? Their factory. This is how they do it in China. People go to work and try and kill themselves. So they're just getting worked to the fucking bone, like mad hours. So Foxconn came up with the fucking idea of putting nets in.
Yeah, I've seen these.
So that's it. Trying to throw yourself out a window? Nah,
Nets.
not happening. Nets. You don't even get to die to get out of it. Like you don't. You're just stuck. You can't even kill yourself. Like what is this? It's like being locked in. You know what I mean? You can't move your limbs and that, and you've just got one of them forehead straws, and you're trying to stab yourself to death with it or something. Like it's fucking awful. Let them go. Let my people go. Like what happens once they're in the net? Like you just dust them up, right? Well,
back to work.
Yep, you're working the double shift tonight now because we lost all those productivity hours to fish you out of these anti-death nets. Like have a look at your working conditions. So I mean, like obviously the guy doesn't have it this bad, but just as an aside, we're becoming like I say this all the time. People think I'm fucking crazy.
This is CNET.
I was going back looking through a load of the stuff that I'd written in the past, like, and was porting it across to the new website. And I've written loads of stuff that's like vehemently anti-employer. Like there's a common theme running through a lot of the times I'm broached on the subject. And, I think there's an article on there where I talk about how, like, eventually you will live in a house that is owned by your employer and, they just have the right to come in the middle of the night and take blood tests or interrupt you and stuff. And I used to work for a company that did this, right? If you had a day off work, right, me and another manager would come to your house. We call it a home visit. We'd come to your house, knock on the door, and ask if you were okay and is there anything we can do to support you. How mad is that?
Yeah, that's mental. Get the fuck away from my house.
Yeah, innit? Like, serious, get the fuck away from my house. Now, they did things to kind of try and excuse it. And, like, some of it was shit. Like, my manager took me on one of these. And I ended up doing some cunts ironing. Because they were off with a bad back. And my manager said, it'd be nice if you did. So, what is this now? I work in an office. I'm at some cunt's house who's having a day off on the sick with a bad back, and I'm doing their ironing for them. And the only reason any of this is happening is as a pretext to spy on them, because we want to make sure they're not having a day off work. What is that? How's that legal? That's mental. But it turns out this is where we're up to. Like, take a look at this. This was Panasonic, right? Over at CNET. You know Panasonic. They make tellies and that.
Yeah.
Have a look at this shit. Panasonic wants its employees to relax and get a better work-life balance. So you can't go beyond 80 hours. 80 hours.
What, you literally can't be in the building over 8 hours?
No, as in, like, your work day is limited, so it can't be more than 11 hours in a day. So that's like an 80-hour week, you know?
Yeah, mental.
So imagine that. Imagine a company coming out and mandating and saying, yeah, our employees are working a bit too much. You can't do more than 11 hours a day. What the fuck? I better not be doing 11 hours a day. Where's the balance? You go home, you fucking have something to eat, you go to bed. That was the day. Unbelievable. And as a planet, this is happening all the time. People are just working longer and longer hours. Like, there is no work-life balance. You just work, and you get less and less for your work, and you get less benefits from your job, and there's less and less workers' rights. And if you don't want to do this shit, you just don't have a job, and then you just, die. You just slither out of the office and just, can't feed my kids no more. And you just, fall asleep on some soggy newspapers and just wither away. That's it. That's your life. And also, as well, on top of that, though, they limited overtime. So it was like they didn't even factor in overtime in this work-life balance. And this is because, if to link it back to the original story, which was my plan all along, there's this thing called karoshi, right? which is death from working too much.
Fucking hell. Not suicide, just straight death.
No, just people just straight collapsing and dropping dead.
Fucking hell.
And this was talked about at the end of last year in a Guardian article. This is a problem in fucking Japan. I mean, we're all going to get here eventually. But they ran a special about it at the end of last year at the Guardian. And what it was, they were talking about, how it was an increasing thing. And, going back, there was someone who worked for a casting company in central Japan, just died of heart failure, 27 years old, just died of heart failure. And apparently in Japan, they've started to identify that, there's a burden on the health service because people are having strokes, heart attacks, suicide, stabbing themselves to get out of work, doing anything they can. And they've identified it now, and it's karoshi, death from overwork, not to be confused with karaoke, your favorite pastime.
So.
But yeah, unbelievable. And people just, they just don't give a fuck. They're just going to go into work. Just going to keep on working, keep on trucking. So here's another question for you, Sam. How much have you ever wanted a beer?
A beer?
Yeah.
I know exactly when it was, but because I had one. Remember when I went to Cologne? Remember when I lost all my clothes? Remember when I was just sitting in sweaty clothes? But
oh god, yeah, I forgot about that. That's when we were making that documentary.
Yeah, and then we went to the event, and then we did the whole event, and then we filmed the whole day, and then I couldn't find a bar, and then I finally got to one, but I downed 18 pints, just one after another, and just ruined it. That was it.
Yeah, you were drunk that night.
Yeah, that was it.
So that's yeah, but I mean, what would you have done to get a beer? How far would you have gone? In that situation, in that moment.
In that moment. I might have even ran for one, mate.
Fucking hell. Pretty extreme.
There you go.
Well, I'll let you open this article by CBC News. I've set it up like a joke's coming. Kind of. My tone is off a little bit.
That's changed. That wasn't. I thought it was like man rides horse for a beer.
Man admits to strangling common law wife and burning her body so he could go out for a beer. Safe to say, I think why not? I mean, again,
why not just leave? But as if
I know, just leave. Yeah, what can
not
she
to be
do?
Sexist, but she doesn't look mad strong.
It's not even that. What can she do?
Yeah, exactly. She's not going to drag you in. That's what I mean.
What rule is there? Like, how does? I don't understand it. I don't understand why you can't just open the door, walk down the road, and just have a beer and just be like, "Fuck this, I'm out."
Yeah.
That's literally. This is a life lesson. Fuck this, I'm out.
Yeah, just drop that whenever shit gets grim.
Yeah, whenever shit's grim, fuck this, I'm out. You walk away from the conflict. If the person engaging in conflict follows you, you simply walk faster or enter a vehicle or just something, and you just go and do what you wanted to do anyway. But this guy, Dwayne Reddleback, like just came out. This was his alibi. This was the best he could do. He just pleaded guilty and said, I killed my wife, burnt her body, and left it in an abandoned building because I wanted to go drink beer at Boston Pizza with a friend.
How is he only guilty of manslaughter, but?
Well,
definitely meant to kill her, like, definitely did.
Manslaughter's not just about,
Yeah, I know, that's what I mean.
There's other components. I mean, I guess you get some vague diminished responsibility because it was like a heat of the moment. They do that in France, like the crime of passion law.
Yeah.
All that nonsense. But I mean, there's no excuse. And of course, another cunt who straight lies to the police. Lied for years, by the way. This is like 2006. This case has been unsolved for all that time.
Oh, right, yeah. Fucking, I thought it was like right after. It's been 11 years.
No, and then it was just like, yeah, you know what? I just had to have that fucking beer. What a cunt. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, if you're going to murder someone, have a fucking reason, mate. It's wrong. It's bad, obviously. Murder is wrong. I want that on the record. Don't murder people, ever. Don't ever do it. But if you're going to do it, just have a reason. Do you know what I mean? Just have a fucking good reason, like a solid reason. You know, like that YouTube video of that guy who creeps up on that karate instructor who molested his kid and he just pops him. Got a reason, hasn't he? He has got a reason. I'm not saying I condone it, but he's got a reason. This is
completely unreasonable.
Yeah, it's beyond unreasonable. Like, you could have just gone out. Just go out.
Just leave. Yeah.
No one's stopping you. Like, leave her entirely if it's a regular problem. Just leave. Just what the fuck's wrong with you? Madness. Utter madness. Then again, here's another question for you, Sam. I like this. I like framing new stories with questions. I like that. What do you think of parkour?
Parkour? I think it's pretty cool. I used to watch that quite a bit when I was younger.
Do you really think it's pretty cool?
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool.
Why?
I don't know. It's just impressive seeing shit people can do with their body.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? Gymnastics and that, yeah, sound. And if you're doing right, exactly. You're doing free-form gymnastics, just about. That's wicked, yeah? Definitely do that. I mean, you know, you go ham, you jump, but like, when you try and make it like a trend, and have you seen the people that do it?
Yeah, they're usually the hipster kids.
All hipster cunts, aren't they?
Yeah,
I can't be asked for that, mate. I'm sorry. I fucking hate parkour and everyone who practices it. No, I do. Fuck them. Seriously, fuck them, Sam.
But when I used to watch parkour, it wasn't hipster because it was ages ago. There used to be like championships and stuff.
Oh, don't tell me there was like some Olympics. Golden age of parkour.
Like, yeah, there was. These
before
kids
the
ruined
hipsters got in. What the fuck you thought? Parkour used to be good in my day.
Yeah, it was.
You're like 22.
Yeah, 21.
Right, parkour has never been good, right? It's just some cunt. Oh, look, here we go. I'm pulling myself up a wall, into a forward roll, off another wall. Right, brilliant. It's just a forward roll, an urban forward roll. That's all you've done. Yep, brilliant. Well, I'll watch videos of this all day on YouTube. Anyway, look, all of this build-up is just to say I thought this was fucking great. So the headline makes a story. It's over in the Denver Post. Parkour mishap leaves tall, thin man stuck in downtown Denver chimney. And he's doing some rooftop parkour, some bullshit, right? And he's ended up rolling down this like incinerator chimney.
That could have been fucking rough.
It could have been the worst thing that's ever happened. Like, but yeah, he fell like 35 feet down this incinerator chimney, just battering his face off the bricks, like using his own face as fucking like a windbreak. You know what I mean? Right, and just look all scraped his face, isn't it? That mugshot is fucking priceless, mate. That is fucking priceless. Just the tears in his eyes and everything.
Sad.
Yeah, but apparently, like they were like he was held on suspicion of trespassing, but he's like, no, I was just doing parkour. Another reason not to like parkour. That's a great alibi if you're a fucking burglar, right?
I guess.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because obviously in real life, burglars don't fucking wear, you know, a black highwayman's mask and a black and white striped jumper and don't carry a big bag with swag written on the side.
A dollar sign, obviously.
Yeah, that doesn't happen anymore. That used to be all the rage.
Back in my day.
Yeah, and back when I was a kid, that used to be all the rage. You couldn't get in the burgling gang unless you had the kit, you know. But anyway, so he's 6'5" and only weighs 170 pounds.
Fucking hell.
So he just slotted down that chimney.
Bouncing off of that quite a bit.
I think it's fucking priceless, mate. Fuck parkour, right? On the record. Someone a bit more serious. I mean, we've already had a murder, like, so. I'm wrong. I'm wrong, actually. It's not as serious. It's pretty bad, though. It's more serious than the Parker story. You've heard all that stuff, you know, that racism, right, is something that white people can't be a victim of.
Yeah, it's not a two-way street.
Not anymore. liberals have decided, white liberals I add, racked by their own internalized white guilt, have decided to change the meaning of the word racism for all of our benefits to make the world a better place. So now, if a bunch of people of any other race came up to me and just decided to beat me up and kill me, let's fucking kill me, burn my body, whatever, on the grounds that I'm white, that wouldn't be racism because they don't have institutional power. I mean, I'd still be dead, but at least I could, you know, in those last few moments, huddled up, getting shooed to death, I go, well, I suppose I do have all that institutional power. At least it wasn't a racial murder. You know, I could take that to the fucking afterlife with me. Well, it gets a bit more harder to make this argument about institutional power because there was this report that circulated. I even tweeted this out. Man spits in baby's face. I mean, always a good start to a story. That like he just spat in a baby's face. Unreasonable. I just want out the record. That's unreasonable. Right?
Mate, when I read this, I was like, "Is this a fucking troll?" But
yeah, it's too mad, isn't it? Like,
man
spits in baby's face and tells mother white people shouldn't breed. Right now, here's the thing: the guy who's done this cunt, right? Reza Abdullah is the name. He spat in the face of a 9-month-old, but it's not even a baby, you know, it's not even a baby. It's not like a toddler, it's like 9 months, like literally just hasn't done anything to anyone, doesn't know what's going on, just a big head bobbing around, you know what I mean? Spat in the face of a 9 month. Yeah, exactly. Right? Then told the mother white people shouldn't breed. And this guy's not been convicted of a hate crime.
It's not racist.
Yeah, but he hasn't at all. Interestingly enough, like he completely remorseless. By the way, like when the woman was like, "What do you think you're doing?" Hey, shut the fuck up, and just walked off. Like he's done right. It's like a new form of drive-by. It's like the flag by. Shut up, say I'm out. White people shouldn't breed. Fuck off. Right. So I mean, for me, this is like open and shut. But he didn't get it. I mean, he's like attacked a defenseless baby, you know, and harassed a woman in broad daylight. And, you know, the woman even said, like, he, based on his comments, he did it because we were white. Here's the thing. He's got 2 previous convictions for race hate made on white women. And still not going to jail. He's got an 8 months suspended sentence. So for 18 months, he's got to attend mental health and rehabilitation requirements. And if at any point he relapses and decides to espouse his white people shouldn't breed rhetoric again, he will go to jail and serve the 8 months after 3 convictions for racial hate crimes. Now, I don't want to go Paul Joseph Watson on it, but I do have to ask the obvious question. You know where I'm going, Sam. We don't have to go there, but we do have to go there. Like, come on, dude. You're talking about institutional power. If it's a white institution and white people have the power, how's he not in fucking jail then? If it was the other way round... There it is, the immortal phrase. The one phrase that unites free thinkers and racists.
But imagine how unbelievably retardedly different it would be, though. Imagine if this story read, man spits in the face of a Muslim mother's child. Sorry?
Muslim shouldn't breed.
Yeah, imagine that ever happening, though.
What's interesting, you bring it up. I believe there's been I didn't actually prepare this for the show. I was going to save it for the other show. But I believe there's been a bunch of people actually convicted and sent to prison for burning Qurans.
Yeah, probably.
Which, you know, sure. I mean, maybe they're not the same thing. Maybe there's a more political motivation. But you know, I got to say, again, let's just forget Islam. It's complicated. Let's just keep it, you know, black and white or any other race. you know, Asian people shouldn't breed. That cunt's going to jail, right? I mean, like, definitely.
Yeah.
There's no, I mean, you
replace white with anything else, and yeah.
Nobody would extend to, like, I don't know, say a white supremacist, you know, who committed a hate crime. No one would say, oh, well, give him a suspended sentence and get him mental health care, which would be good, actually, because, I mean, racists are mentally ill. It's completely irrational. You know, to judge people by the color of the skin, not the content of the character, is fucking irrational. It's a definition of irrational. So I've never heard that advocated for. Nazis should get fucking mental health care because they're ill. Never heard that. So I couldn't believe that. Keep in mind as well, the cunt's already had psychiatric treatment. I'm not saying he's not mental.
Turns out still hates white.
Yeah, but, you know, maybe, like, it could be possible that he might be racist and mental. Not that he's racist because he's mental. Do you know what I mean? Might just be both simultaneously. Happens. I'm sure it happens. But yeah, not going to jail. Definitely not going to jail. What do we got here? Oh, shit. It's talking about racism. This is fucking unbelievable, mate. This was one of those ones where we're just like, sorry. This was unreal, mate. Right?
All right.
Okay, just strap yourself in. Okay. In Bristol, police tasered their own race relations advisor because he was mistaken for a wanted black felon. This is an unfortunate mistake.
This is a BG.
Yeah, I declare this to be BG. So Judah Dunby is a race relations advisor for the police in Bristol. And he was working with the police force in Bristol to obviously stop things like racial profiling, to stop the police being overly brutal when dealing with black suspects. And more importantly, it was to forge a link between the police and the black community by virtue of Judah Dunby being there, saying, look, we're not all bad. We can all work together. There's a video, I think.
Yeah, there is.
You can play it if you want. I know you like videos.
So look, are you watching at the same time as me?
Yeah, go on.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, go.
My name. I am not telling my name. I've done no wrong. So you can't know my
have
name.
no choice then but to arrest you.
Go on then.
Because we believe you're
Yeah.
who is wanted, I think.
Yeah,
You're not willing to tell me your name.
No, I'm not telling my name.
So how do I know you're not?
Because you don't know who you're talking to now. Leave me alone and go about my business.
You're not telling
Fella,
me who
I've
you are.
asked you to remain calm.
You're going to call me. Your sergeant is going to cut part of the taser me for whatever reason.
Oi. Oi.
Calm down. Listen.
He's just trying to get into his house.
For what for real?
Leave him alone. Yeah, he just grabbed him.
Yeah, what?
Taser! He's a taser!
Oh.
Right, you've been tasered, okay?
That was totally
Tasers!
unnecessary.
You've been
Totally
tasered, alright?
unnecessary.
New reality show.
Taser,
That's on video.
New reality show, mate.
He wasn't trying to fight, he was trying to get into his house. Actually. And you started it. You made physical contact
tasered,
first.
Brought to you by the people who brought You've Been Kicked in the Nuts. You've been tasered, all right?
Alright, you've been tasered, alright?
That whole exchange was so British, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Was being a bit unreasonable. Could have just said his name.
I don't know. Look, I always say this, yeah? Like, if the police stop you and, you know, you feel they're being a bit hostile, like, yeah,
But it didn't seem he
cooperate.
was. He was literally saying, we're looking for a man called this. Is your name this? I ain't telling you my motherfucking it. Well,
No. That was when that dude started filming. There must have already been a commotion.
I guess,
for the fella to get the camera out, and she did have the taste. You saw it was already out and primed. Something was she wanted to use it, or it wouldn't have been out.
been tasered,
She's
alright?
dying to do the line. She wanted to do the
What a
line.
fucking mess.
He's 63. There's two of you. Like, just relax. Here's the thing I never understand about this. Like, if he was the guy,
Tasered.
and you're watching him go into a house, what is that? Can you check somehow? Maybe run a check. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Taser.
why so vital that
He gets tasered.
yeah, he gets tasered and arrested right there and then. He's a doddery old man. He's 63. Ridiculous. But it actually does the transcript of it as well. Taser, taser, taser. You've been tasered. All right. Taser.
Actually,
Anyway,
you started it.
the
You made
officers
physical
start telling the
contact
neighbour
first,
he was
and
trying
it's
to
on
fight
video.
us. Definitely wasn't. He was trying to get past, by the way. He wasn't having a scuffle. He didn't swing at anyone, did he?
No, there was a shove, but that was it.
Yeah, get out my way. I don't know. Maybe I'm sympathetic. Maybe I'm into my...
Well, slightly unreasonable. Could have just said his name.
But again, we don't know what's going on before.
Yeah, true.
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. And the fact that, he works for police and everything. I can understand it being insulting. You've been brought in to work with police because black people are getting profiled and arrested. And then some guy's going, we're looking for another black man and you look like him because you're black. Tell us your name, mate. And you work with the police. I might be a little bit incredulous. I'm just going to say that. It might put me off kilter a little bit. And they weren't exactly, they didn't do a lot to defuse the situation. Certainly
The one
taser.
with the taser was full aggro. The other one seemed
Yeah.
alright.
The other one was all right. The one, Mr. No Taser was acceptable. But anyway, so there's the thing. He got tasered.
He's been tasing,
He's
alright.
been tasered, all right. Even the fella who came out, oi. He wasn't even shouting. Just, oi. Can
That's
you
bang
not,
out of order.
not taser that innocent black man, please? Sorry, my bad.
He was fighting. No, he weren't.
He definitely weren't. Just come home from walking his dog. And he said, one of the officers came right in my face and tried to antagonize me. I felt frightened and terrified. So, And
That
what
sounds like a slight exaggeration. He definitely wasn't terrified, was he?
Do you know why he was terrified? Because
Why, though?
in 2009, he got compensation for an incident where police had fucked him up in another case of mistaken identity.
So,
One of the reasons he got hired in the first place. Now, Sam, come on.
oh, he means okay after the taser. My bad. I thought you meant before the taser.
No, this is what happened, right? So in 2007, the police tried to get him again, thinking he was another black man again. Didn't taser him that time, but still aggro and detained him. And he got compensation for that. And then the police come round again in 2017 and are saying to him, you look like another black man again, and now we're going to tase you this time. Like, I can kind of understand why he might be a bit pissed off. I imagine if everywhere you went, you just had one of them faces. And you were just getting tased in the balls left, right, and centre. Police thought you were every black suspect in the world. Like, you'd get upset.
Yeah.
So, this line was unnecessary. Just a word of advice, Guardian. A Dunby said he was taken to the Bristol Infirmary by ambulance with the taser still dangling from his face. Maybe don't word it like that. But there you have it. So the IPCC are investigating that one. That's the race relations guy on the floor, rolling around, jolted with electricity. Right. Let's talk about some idiots. We love idiots on this show. How about this guy from Philly? He had his car stolen, right? So he lied about a 4-year-old boy being in the back seat because he thought it would make the cops work harder to find his car. Right?
At least someone's got some thinking to it, mate. Not bad. Bet it did, though. 100% bet it did.
All right, I mean, Come on,
He
Jigsaw.
ain't wrong.
You like
He
that,
ain't
mate?
wrong.
Unreal. But yeah, you're right. I mean, he did play a blinder, but obviously they're going to invest more man hours and stuff into it. Put child kidnapping experts on it.
Yeah.
They've got better things to do, like finding actual children. Again, it comes down to this waste of police time. I fucking hate it. But yeah, look. So Marcus Fletcher.
What's that beeping button in this house? Can you hear that? It's tripping me up, but there's been a beep now like 4 times.
Oh, you know what
The
that is?
NSA listening button. No, what's
Oh,
happening?
now we're gonna have to stop the show to fix it though. So this is the story of Marcus Fletcher of the 5800 block of North Hope Street, who told police that he was a pizza delivery driver. I'm guessing that's true. I don't know why they've worded it like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Told police that he was. I mean, is he or isn't he? Like, just is he? And anyway, his vehicle was stolen at gunpoint, with 2 assailants taking his wallet, his ID, his credit cards, a Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge, and $30 a car. I mean, I'd definitely start chalking a few extra bits up on there, maybe. Insurance claim. But anyway, and then he said, oh, and also, my 4-year-old nephew was in the back seat. So.
Oh, he was having a fraud, was he?
No,
The start of the car wasn't even stolen.
hang on.
Okay, I'm
Hang on.
confused.
Why you always gotta jump the gun? We're building up. Right? So, detectives were interviewing Fletcher, and he couldn't keep his fucking story straight. Right? And they found the car. They found that just parked, locked, unoccupied, like just his car. Right? So they were like, well, now the focus of the investigation's the kid. And he couldn't give a description of the child.
I don't really know him that well. He was like
No, dude.
2 foot tall.
He couldn't give a detailed description of the child or the child's parent. Which would, of course, be, his fucking own brother and sister, right? So, anyway. He finally comes clean. Says that he's had a lie. And that he was doing it because he'd been robbed before and was just upset that the police hadn't done enough during the investigation for that time. So he made up this story to just watch the police work harder. So he just had some weird grudge, mate.
So I can't tell. So was the car stolen or not? Because they said they found it locked, parked, and unoccupied.
Yeah, I mean, again, look, I'm not saying this is a great piece of journalism. I'm guessing, like, what had happened was he got jacked. He lost his wallet, his ID, his credit cards, his phone. And he said, yeah, and he took my car and my nephew. And that just made the cops go out and they're like, well, we found your car. Ah, yeah, my nephew doesn't exist. Sound. In the hope that they would get the guy, and then he would get his Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge back. This show brought to you by Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge. So, look, I don't have the answers. I'm not a Philly beat reporter, homie. Right? So, Nigel Farage, don't you?
I am aware.
Well, he's a bit of a twat. Like, he's just,
Also aware.
like, don't get me wrong, he's not as bad as people make out, but he is just a comedy knob. He's just a rubber-faced goon. Like, he's just, not got anything going on. Well, I couldn't believe this fucking report, right? Because, it's all come tumbling out now that, like, Farage, he did an interview with fucking Piers Morgan recently, very recently. And he was saying his marriage can survive anything. Well, it definitely can't because, it's over. They're going to get divorced, him and his wife. But it came out this month that he'd been living in a flat with a French politician called Laurent Ferrari. And they were denying there's anything going on, but then it came out, and him and his wife had stayed together for political reasons and actually been leading separate lives for some time. Now, this is a bit childish of me to do it, but Sam, talk about getting an upgrade. I just want to put this out there.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Right.
I was just looking at myself.
Yeah, I know you were thinking that. And, look, hey, I'm sure Kirsten Farage has some fine qualities, but, if we're just talking about a bunk up or whatever, you know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And don't get me wrong, I want to know what that Laurent Ferrari's doing. Unless that's just the best picture of her.
That's probably just the best picture of all time, isn't it? For when she was like 18 and now she's 35 or something.
You mean like what I do on my
Yeah.
Skype?
Yay.
Classic catfishing banter. Anyway, so his wife is German, right? Which is interesting in and of itself, isn't it? When you think about Farage's constant obsession with Europe and Germany being rubbish. It's in this report talking about his relationship and why it all broke down. The headline alone, Nigel Farage admitted he chanted English football songs about the Second World War at his German wife days before his 17-year marriage publicly collapsed. And he says, here's the quote, right? They joked about the rivalry between he and his German wife when their home countries are playing against each other in the football. He said, she's got a whole load of German flags out of the window and all that. And he said it gets quite competitive. Mr. Farage admitted he had sung the 2 World Wars and 1 World Cup chant to his wife. Do you know what I mean? What are you bringing that up for? Like, with your missus?
Did win, to be fair.
2 World Wars and 1 World Cup. Do-da. What are you doing that for? Like, what? It's a stupid chant at the best of times. But I understand it on the terraces, right? I've been on the terraces, Like, you just want to be antagonistic. Just get under the fans.
Just get under them.
Yeah, just get under the skin. Like, it's not like the old days when we used to throw darts at each other. It just... And then, yeah, it can go too far. I've been to Old Firm games in Scotland. It's, yeah, very different, right? But that's in your own home with your missus. That just seems completely fucking stupid to me. That just seems retarded.
World War bands when you get back from work, like, we won the war. Can you just fuck off, Nigel?
Yeah, World War banter with my German wife. Imagine the shit he said in bed. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to do any of the jokes.
Yeah, I was going to do it. I was thinking if any of them are cool. Turns out none of them are cool.
Nah. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. Nigel Farage, what a fucking mess of a man. There you go. Also from the Telegraph. Fucking hell. Police. I should have done this after the other one. My timing was off. I was getting upset by the fucking smoke alarm. Right. Blind man tasered after his walking stick was mistaken for a gun. Why? Those long, thin, white guns.
Yeah. Loads of old people carry guns in Manchester. Like, who do you think this gun is? Straight Donning.
Manchester, mate. That's why they call it Manchester. You'd never be safe. Ever since that female police officer, that was Manchester, where the one who got killed with the grenade.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, police have been a bit on edge. I think it's safe to say.
Taser! You've been tasered, alright.
Yeah. Alright, you've been tasered. You have electricity running through your body.
Just have to peel these wires out of your face, alright?
You've died, all right. You've died.
You're
Heart
seizing,
complications.
alright? You're just having a seize.
You've just shit yourself, all right. You've voided your bowel. Anyway. So, this blind dude, he's just having a walk. And this is the thing. Like, I obviously blame the police, but they got a phone call, right? That a middle-aged man had been seen holding a firearm. And this blind fella matched that guy's description. There's two options here, Sam. Either some cunt with a gun was straight donning and just got away with it and this cunt took the fall. Or some fucking moron was like, here, look at him, he's got a gun, better call the cops. You know what I mean?
Or
And he's
option 3, someone just wanted to fuck with this blind man's day for no reason.
Option 3, they saw the blind guy and they were just like, he's got those big shades, he thinks he's cool as fuck.
Look at that, cunt thinking he's all that with his dog
Let's
and his
just
stick.
fucking do them. So, anyway, this convenience store worker who saw it all said that, heavily armed police just turned up at 7 p.m. on a Thursday. Prime time for shooting things up, And they were like, lie down on the ground. I mean, first of all, he's blind.
Imagine how confusing that is if you're blind, but imagine what the fuck with you might. Me? Sorry?
Yeah. Dogs are barking, shit's going off. Like, are they talking to me? They can't be talking to me. I saw a guy sitting on the stairs at the station, and a police officer came into the shop and asked for a can of Coke, and then went out and gave it to the guy. I don't even know what was that. I think it's just a plug for his shop, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, I don't know, that's what.
we've just tased an innocent man. Got a can of Coke. Who's that?
That'll take the edge off.
Have some sugar. Get that in you.
No, I'm not going to give it to him. I'm just going to pour it over his face.
Yeah, actually. Yeah.
Fuck you.
We're just going to use the aluminium to jack up the condom. So yeah, just some fucking random blind guy just getting fucking wrecked. So Amnesty International, obviously, because we've had a lot of tasings in the UK, and look, it's very rare they lead to fatalities, but still fucking out of order. They're still potentially lethal, and I think they get distributed too willy-nilly. There was a footballer. Shit. Was it Dalian Atkinson, I want to say? I think it was, and you won't know who the fuck he is. Yeah, it was Dalian Atkinson. Dalian Atkinson used to be a professional footballer for Aston Villa, and he was killed last year. Former professional footballer. Look, he was known to authorities. He was another one of these sports people who had a history of, mental illnesses, and alcohol problems, right? And he'd also had medical problems where he was suffering from a weak heart. And he was having an argument, I think, with his dad. And the police just rocked up and tasered him to death. So it's a bit of a sore subject at the moment in the UK, And people are just getting fucking tased left, right, and centre. It's better than getting shot left, right, and centre, like we got in the US. But, they got to retrain these officers that it is an absolute. The whole point of the taser is it is to be used only when lethal force would be appropriate in exchange for lethal force. Because obviously, it's still risky. Sometimes it doesn't deploy. I've seen footage of some guys jacked up on fucking the best drugs.
Oh, yeah. They just run through them.
Like, and you're like, holy fucking shit. Like, when a taser don't register, you are jacked. That is some good gear, right?
Yay.
But in general, you can't do anything. Your motor function's completely shut off because you've got 50,000 volts going through your body. Repeatedly. And because they stay in your skin, it's not like you can't just give them another zap if they start being a cunt again. Once they're disabled and drop the weapon or whatever, you're still in control. So I don't understand why people are just dropping tasers like they ain't shit. Like, just, everyone's getting tased. So Amnesty International have been saying British police officers definitely need more training on tasers.
I'd much rather police use his fists before taser, to be honest.
What, like an good old fashioned truncheon?
Oh, yeah. Right, which one would you rather have, right? I'd much rather have an officer get behind me and choke me out than get tased. Because fuck a taser, bro. I ain't risking any levels of
Do you mean in bed?
electricity go through me. No, I just mean in general, but fuck getting tased for sure. That's the biggest threat you can give me. If any police officers are watching and I'm rowdy in PT, just tase me down. That'll fuck my life up forever.
Yeah, I'm not really into the idea of getting tased either, mate. Not down with it. I've had the old like CS gas, tear gas stuff.
I've been around that here before.
That'll sort you out.
Yeah, that'll make you grow up real
Sounds
quick.
like you're on it now, mate.
It's coughing. Yeah, I'll make you grow the fuck up real quick. Fuck. That's what it should be called. The grow up gas, but
Yeah.
grow up.
Grow up. Yeah, you will. You sure will. Anyway, a story from Tennessee. Move away from tasers and police brutality for just a
Always
moment.
good in Tennessee, mate. It's always a banger.
This is about a woman. This was reported by CBC Radio.
What is this, though, mate? What is that?
It's too much. Isn't it?
What even is this story? But it's all so shit and stuff.
Tennessee woman won't stop massaging horses despite the risk of jail time. So this is about Laurie Wheeler, who she just won't leave horses alone.
Yeah, but right. I was right when I first read it. I thought, is she doing the old,
No,
happy
it's not
ending
that.
massage?
What?
Because
Why would you?
I don't know. Why else would
Yeah,
we go
why?
to jail, right? Because as soon as I saw jail time, what's the first thing illegal you can't do to horses? Right? The
It's not all about bestiality, Sam.
Well, that's what. Massage.
What, you think wanking off a horse doesn't qualify as bestiality or zoophilia?
No,
You think
obviously
it's
no.
okay?
But I read massage. I thought that was like the secret code.
Why would they do that? Why would they... Why
would anybody write this up?
No,
bud?
no. But why would CBC Radio be like, right, we got a story here about a woman wanking off a horse. Better put some code in it.
Yeah. Hey, you know.
So what? So if a horse was reading it, they really know
Yeah,
what's going on.
They
man.
know what fucking farm to be staying at. They know where to go for a fucking bit of hay or two, man.
You're out of control. Right. Come back down to planet Earth, right? Anyway, so Laurie Wheeler practices this massage technique called myofascial release. Right.
Mate, grow up. As if it's called release. Like, and you're acting as if I'm out of control. Cause
You're out of control, mate.
Listen to the code.
Right? And what she does is,
Here we go.
she's been going around and basically touching and fixing
Oi,
these horses using this technique.
right.
Okay. But it's not approved by the veterinary board.
Right.
It's like, chiropractic for horses.
Okay. So it could actually just be doing damage.
So, yes, the Tennessee Board of Vets have put out a cease and desist letter saying she can't work on horses till she gets an official vet license. And that's it, basically.
But what? But if she was a vet, she could still do this weird shit that isn't approved.
Yeah,
Oh, that's bullshit.
because the idea there is that she would have enough knowledge.
Yeah, she has enough understanding.
Yeah. She wouldn't fuck anyone up. But she's practicing alternative medicine on horses, Sam. That's what she's doing, basically.
Big.
And apparently this is part of a rising trend of
Horse wankers.
or alternative medicine for animals. So, and the good news is, if you're an animal massager, there was a lawsuit against the state of Arizona that allows them to practice legally without being a vet on the grounds that it's therapeutic massage and not invasive
There you
surgery.
This Shih Tzu looks like he's loving it, mate. Check out that dog. He's living
Is that what
the
he
dream.
is?
Yeah, I think so. 3-year-old Shih Tzu.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. It just says Shih Tzu. I didn't notice that. Just thought you identified it. I thought you just knew so much about dogs.
Just love dogs. Like,
Yeah, I thought you were like, that's a Shih Tzu. Fuck off, no way. But yeah, you're right. But you read it, so it doesn't count.
I'm in a straight mud bath, but living the fucking dream.
All right. Wheeler, meanwhile, continues to ply her trade legally and illegally on horses, insisting no harm can come of it. I just can't help it, she said. I just have to help them.
Can't wait till she ends up. Well, by the way, we found out this has broken every one of the horse's spines.
Yeah.
Good.
But on the plus side, they might find a cure for, like, you know, spinal injuries in humans
There you go.
if she did that. So that's what they did when Christopher Reeve was all fucked up. They just operating on horses' spines because it's the closest thing to a human spine.
Is it really?
Yeah, apparently. You Google it now, see if I'm right. Or if I just made that up.
Horse.
I've got some weird grudge against Christopher
and
Reeve from
human
beyond the grave.
spines.
Like, all right.
Hang on. Here we go. We've got a study. Anatomy of large animal spines in its comparison to the human spine.
Sounds a bit intense.
It is a bit like, let's go to the results. Right, so there was a right, here we go.
How
right.
can you turn a scientific study?
It's a full study, I'm trying to figure
Yeah,
it
no,
out.
but I'm saying, how can you turn a scientific study into something worth giggling about?
Because there was, the start of the sentence just said, there was one report on baboons.
So you're laughing at the word
Yeah,
baboon.
just the way you wrote that out. 2 papers on sheep spine, 2 papers on pork. Yeah, this is way too complicated. I'm just going to say it right.
Hang on, let me have a go. Horses' spines are like human spines. There you go. Just by typing it in. Yeah, there's absolutely nothing on the internet that backs this up. I just imagined it. Like, I think I've just imagined it.
Didn't know.
They've definitely done it though. Hang on.
Probably in that fucking study somewhere.
No. Let me. Christopher Reeve, horses' spines.
What are we doing?
I don't know. The show's got off the rails a bit, hasn't it?
Christopher Reed.
Because the way it
horses
always worked
spine.
in my head was, right, because Christopher Reeve got paralysed because he got thrown off a horse, he then funded spinal research surgery, and it just so happened to be using horses' spines.
Almost like
So
he
it-
did it out of spite.
Yeah, so in my mind, it was just straight revenge. Like, he was just there, like,
yeah.
just full on breathing. Get them fucking horses. So I'd be a little bit pissed off, like, honestly. I'd definitely have the horse that did that to me put down.
Why? Because you were riding him and got fucked.
Yeah,
You're
it threw
bad.
me off. Horses know what they're doing.
Yeah, good.
Mate, he didn't fall off a horse. Let's be clear.
Yeah, he got bucked off.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well,
Buckaroo.
don't ride a horse then.
Come on,
Imagine
they look.
imagine if I was just riding you 24/7, but and then you
Please,
throw
please,
me off your
please.
back.
Yeah.
I break my spine and go, put that fucking cunt down for a
Right. I
start.
never ever want to hear you say, imagine I was riding you 24/7. Are you fucking mentally ill? What are you even saying that for?
Yeah, and then on your
Right,
back.
you 24 I don't want to. I don't want to imagine.
Yeah, exactly.
That.
So imagine how the horse feels. One of them's massaging him, the other one's riding him. He's getting chimped out. The other guy's just like, so you got to have a woman massage you back until your spine breaks. And then as soon as your spine breaks, you whipped in the operating room to fix fucking Chris's spine.
Point is, the horse threw him. It was malicious.
Good.
It was a malicious horse. What's that?
I said, good. Deserve to stop riding them. Leave him be.
Fucking hell, horse riding, mate. Anyway, so there you go. Now, here's someone that won't be getting wanked off by this wannabe vet or anyone else. This is the Chinese Kung Fu master, not Kurt Eichenwald's kid. This is unreal. You just got to play the video. I don't even know if I need to say anything at this point.
I'm aware of this, but I'll play it now.
Play that YouTube video.
Straight dicks. Breaks for no reason.
He's just sticking a brick in his sack.
can't remember who did it. I think it was Jackass, the first film this put on TV. But I remember because they like suck them inside or something, but they take them inside their
Oh,
body.
it was a series called, was it like Kung Fu and Kick-Ass Moves or something?
It might have been.
Yeah, and he felt the guys in between his legs and he can suck his pods off.
Yeah.
But like,
As if that battering ram's designed to smash balls as well, but it's literally shaped to it.
no, I know. Look at that, like.
All the boys are out.
Yeah, who's this cunt on the end who hasn't? He didn't even have a suit. he just fucking just rocked up one day. Said he wanted
Rocked
to
up in his clothes, smashing his balls. He's not even part of the school.
no,
but
he's just joining in, mate.
he's just on brown.
He's just joining in. So here's the thing.
Smashed out
This
his
is
mind.
about the Chinese kung fu Master Y Yaobin, who has a style called Iron Crotch Kung Fu. Like, I'm just putting this out there, all right? Kicks to the balls, you know, they don't happen that often, actually.
Yeah, since I got out of
It's
school,
a
it rarely
desperation move. It's a life or death thing, all right? In an average bar fight, there is a fucking unwritten rule between guys. We're not gonna fucking go for the balls, all right?
Unless I'm losing, of course, then I'm all in. I don't give a fuck.
Never having a fight with you. Imagine if I was riding you, fucking hell, son.
I'm not asked.
Might have to-
Ride or die.
So, his speciality, as you can see, is he trains his students in how to take blows to the crotch. But this is what blows my mind, right? Apart from the fact that it's so retarded to dedicate an entire school of kung fu just to getting kicked in the balls. Like, can you punch back? Nah, I didn't learn
Just
that.
myself.
Just kick me in the balls again, mate. Like, a robber comes up to you, points a gun in your face. Ah, fuck. Well, what's up with you? I thought you were going to kick me in the balls. Sorry, mate. Bang. Do you know what I mean? Like, what is the fucking point in that? So, get this, though. He says the practice helps overcome erectile dysfunction and premature ejaculation.
I definitely believe in the second one. Not sure about the first one,
It-
like.
It overcomes both by just destroying your cock and balls. Like, that's it. You just haven't got anything left. Like, you're just like Action Man, just a smooth plastic mound. Like, you've just been domed in. What the fuck is that? It is unknown how many men have been inspired to join him. I mean, like, who signs up for that? I know what I'm going to
That
do.
guy on
today.
the end in the joggers, but that's
Yeah,
it.
but yeah. So, I mean, though, what's fucking wrong with him? Probably trying to get a day off work, isn't he?
Sacking himself. Some man came up to me in the subway and just beat my balls to a pulp.
Anyway. Oh, God. Now, one of the recurring things, it shouldn't be recurring, I don't know why it is, but it always comes up in our shows, even when we don't want it to. It's Jimmy Savile, right?
Yeah.
Now then.
Now then.
And again, for those who don't know, Jimmy Savile, celebrity in the UK, a DJ, the face of Top of the Pops, kind of light entertainer back when they were a thing. Used to do the show Jim Will Fix It, making kids' wishes come true. Looking back, anyway, also turned out to be the most prolific paedophile in Britain. And one of the reasons, I mean, there's many reasons. One of the reasons to dislike the BBC is obviously the BBC employed him. The BBC were kind of active in like, oh, well, we never want this to get out. Like, for example, the lead singer of the Sex Pistols had an interview cut where he said, we all know there's something wrong with Jimmy Savile. You'll see. And they cut that line out. And they had a secretary who was literally just Jimmy Savile's secretary. Their job was to, when he'd finished with the kids, put them in a taxi and send them home. All done with public money. So yeah, you know, some people might not want to pay a license fee after that, right? You know, because it weren't just Jimmy Savile either. You know, the Rolf fucking Harris. I'm not going to name anyone else in case it's wrong, but those two for sure. Some others.
What? Never mind. I was gonna say, is it this person? But I'm pretty sure it's not. So
Which
let's
one?
not- check. Right, it's not. But I thought I was gonna say, is it the guy from Art Attack? But did he come out as a nonsense?
No, don't bring Neil Buchanan.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
do
alright.
you mean Tony Hart?
No, the older one.
Yeah, Tony Hart.
Yeah.
So now I brought Neil Buchanan in. They definitely are not. Why would you?
Let's not say definite, mate.
Well, okay, that's a bit weird, isn't it? Would you want me to say you're definitely not?
No, I'm
You
just
would,
saying,
wouldn't you?
No, I just mean
I
because
wouldn't.
the way
Well,
he looks.
Sam, I don't know. There's no evidence to suggest you are. Doesn't mean you definitely
Always
not.
stay woke, bro. Never say never.
The whole point of this, before we literally get this video pulled and we all get
By the
sued,
BBC, of course.
because again, just to stress, the people Sam named.
I clarified all that.
Yeah, definitely not involved. But Jimmy Savile definitely was worst. And also, just if it wasn't bad enough that he just touched hundreds of kids, if not thousands, he also was a necrophile. And that is that he sexually interfered with corpses. He even had a bed made up for him at a children's hospital next to the morgue, so he could get in and out of the morgue at night. Everybody thought this was normal. I don't understand. At what point do you go, you're a bit of a creepy cunt, actually? Like, you do all this great work for charity and you're running that and raise all that money, but yeah, you're fucking mental, mate. This was revealed, of course, when he had someone's glass eye made into
A ring.
a ring and a necklace, I believe.
So.
Because he used to wear a lot of medallions. So anyway, Jimmy Savile, one of the foulest human beings to set foot on planet Earth, and got away with it. Completely got away with it, thanks to institutional protection. Well, it turns out there were hundreds of streets and statues and roads named after Jimmy Savile. Because obviously, up until the point you realise he's a mad fucking evil nonce.
Yeah, he was the legend. He raised
The
a bunch of
legend.
money.
Raised a bunch of money, fixed all the problems. So they've had to take all those statues down. They had to just change all the names. Because obviously, what road you on? Jimmy Savile Way.
Fuck off. No, you're not.
No, that's what it's called. It's impractical as much as anything else. So, councils, this is unreal. Councils in Britain have been told that you shouldn't name footpaths and you shouldn't build statues and you shouldn't have plaques and you shouldn't name municipal buildings after local heroes in case one day they're exposed as a paedophile. Because it costs too much money to change it back. So they have to get rid of it all. So the local government association, the LGA, have said, we actually support this as a guideline because it will save taxpayers money. I mean, so that's it. If you ever achieve anything, ever again, you're not going to get your statue. You know, in case you're a secret noncer. It's balmy, isn't it?
Thing is, I think this could just be shit journalism, but I think they said the statues are okay, just don't name the streets. Because I assume, like, if you have to fuck up a street, you have to go to Google, you have to go to all the sat-nav people. Yeah, it's not called Jimmy Savile Close anymore, it's called Not a Nonce Avenue. We'll have to whip it round.
Yeah, I think the statues are worse.
Yeah, because it's like embodied then. So even if you rip a statue down every time you go past it, like, that's where it was, the statue of a nonce.
Yeah, exactly. But like then there'll be people who've had their photos taken with the statue. Kids sat on the knee of the statue and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not on, is it? So that's just my thinking about it. But anyway, you know, it turns out, mate, it's hard not to abuse kids.
So, I'm sorry.
Yeah, listen, you're going to see why with the next story by The Independent. Teachers who don't touch kids at all are guilty of child abuse, according to psychological experts. I'll say that again.
Right.
Teachers who avoid any physical contact whatsoever with children, because obviously one touch can be misinterpreted and misconstrued, and someone might say something, and there might be a witch hunt. No. And also, you got to obviously definitely don't touch kids, right? But if you avoid physical contact entirely with children, it's a form of abuse, according to the British Psychological Society. It's very rare. I feel sorry for like a group of people that have a union as strong as what the teachers do in Britain. But that's unbelievable. Right? Listen to this. What's missing at the moment is how important touch is, and that withholding touch in itself is a form of abuse. And they went on to say that physical contact with students is absolutely essential for children's brain development. And speaking at the British Psychological Society conference, Professor Francis McGlone, head of neuroscience at Liverpool John Moores University, said denying physical contact to a child is akin to denying a child oxygen.
It ain't, by the way.
We're talking about teachers, mate.
It definitely ain't.
How close were you with your teachers? Like,
Yeah, not close enough where I was like, he didn't touch me today. How am I gonna survive? I'm trying to think. I don't think I was ever touched, normally by a teacher. Maybe like a handshake or something every now and then.
I don't even think. I mean, no, I can't remember it. I used to play football with one of the teachers.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I used to play rugby and stuff. But even then, like I used to get handshake them when we do, a game or something, or we have a match away. Who are these people, man?
I don't know, mate. Well, that's one of the wildest things I've ever read, and I've read the rest of the show. So, just as a quick one for you, because I know you like your little crime quickies.
Right.
I just love if you go to this website. There's just always it's just 3 lines about some ridiculous crime. Just open that one, mate. You'll just piss yourself. I'm done with it. I'm not even going to say anything. I just want to hear you laugh. I'm weird. Can hear you click clacking. I'll take reasonable behaviour for 200, please. Like, what is this?
George Beaver.
Yeah, these can't be real. That's got to be fake, surely. That's got to be fake news, mate.
George Beaver.
Right? This can't be real. It's a guy called Beaver. This has got to be fake news, surely. A man called Beaver bit his wife on the face after he told her not to touch his Utz ruffled sour cream and onion chips. Like, literally bit a chunk of her skin off. George Beaver. This can't be real.
It's your boy.
It's your boy, Georgie Beaver. So that's unreal. I knew that'd give you a chuckle.
That's retarded.
Right. Get ready for a sad story. This will make you sad. This will make you feel again, Sam. Right? Imagine if I was riding you. Fuck off. Right. So, we don't often bring politics into this show because we've got another show for that. But this is linked, all right? But you're going to see just how an awful a story it is from start to rotten finish. It's in the Seattle Tribune. And this is Texas man shot to death following argument over President Trump's travel ban. Now you're like, oh, well, which side of the fence was it on? Is this Richard going to be going on about liberals? Listen, children, listen. So there's these 2 neighbors in Texas, Theodore Greiner and Raymond Shipley. Theodore is 86. Raymond is 89. They have been neighbours for 42 years.
Fucking hell.
And they have been feuding pretty much the entire time. Different ideas about politics and everything. Anyway, Theodore shot and killed Raymond when they got into an argument over the travel ban. Right? You're going to find out why. Touched a sore spot. But according to investigators, what happened was they had a heated argument, and Theodore decided he was going to go get a shotgun from his garage, and he shot Shipley 3 times with a shotgun, once in the head and twice in the torso, killing him instantly.
Fucking hell.
Right? Just want to be on point. Like, I don't know what Theodore used to do. Right? Maybe we're going to get into
I know what Theodore used to do, motherfucker. He used to fuck some shit up. That's what Theodore used to do.
So he's pretty, he's you know, he fucking wrecked this guy. Like, it's mad. Anyway, records show that in 1988, a restraining order was issued after they had a fist fight, which was over the condition of a flag in Raymond's front yard. Right? Because his US flag was getting a bit ragged. Theodore said he replaced that fucking flag. Patriot, you see. So they had a fist fight over that. So anyway, it turns out that Ray, now dead, full of holes, he had got involved in an online relationship. And he got involved in an online relationship with a woman from one of the countries in Trump's that was affected by this travel ban.
Right. This is taking a turn that I wasn't expecting, mate. Now you've got my interest. I'm peeking up.
Told you, mate. So, you know, my grandpa had fell in love with a woman he met online from Tripoli, and he was all set to fly to Texas so they could spend time together. Tripoli, geography fans, being the capital city of Libya, which is one of the 7 countries affected by the travel ban. So, once he heard that, turns out Theodore had heard the gossip, and he'd heard that he was going to fly this woman from Libya over, and he started accusing him of wanting to bring terrorists into the country. So it gets worse. It doesn't stop there. Theodore, the Stone Cold Killer, had already tipped off ICE officials, right, saying his girlfriend was coming over, and she's probably a Muslim terrorist or whatever, and ICE are just like, yeah, you know, whatever. So after that caused another argument, and that's when Theodore decided to just shotgun up and just shoot Raymond to death because he felt he was facilitating terrorism. Wasn't. But here's the worst part. God, it's so bad. Turns out the woman doesn't even exist.
So,
right?
Died overnight.
Right? It was just a hoax, and the investigators have ended up going to an organization which what they do is they swindle lonely old men out of their life savings. That's what they do.
Nice.
So he was sending all of his money to fly a non-existent woman to this country and was then killed because another guy thought this non-existent woman might be a terrorist. What do you make of that then, mate?
Just 2 straight G's and they've been straight fucking beefing for
Fair
4
play,
years.
Like, listen, like, I am going to say this. Like, it's a sad story, it really is. But I hope I'm fucking that wild when I'm in my 80s. Like, legit, like, mail order brides, fucking fist fights, fucking
89,
shotgun.
getting shot in the face because you can't fly this girl you met over, mate. What is this?
Mad, isn't it? One of the craziest stories I've ever read. It's too crazy. It's
Should be
got to
made
be.
into a fucking film, but we need to see the previous life of Theodore and fucking Raymond. What if they were like ex-cop partners before, but that's where they hate each other
Yeah,
now?
yeah. Oh, I'm sure you're based on a true story.
Yeah.
Now it would have to be they served in. Would it be Nam?
No.
Probably. No, way too old
They'd
for
be
Nam.
old in Nam, yeah.
Yeah, so
It wouldn't be World War II.
Korean War.
Yeah, Korean.
They served in Korea together, right? And they ended up being neighbors, but somewhere along the way it turned sour. It turned sour the day one of the ex-forces let the flag go ropey. Right?
Shit. You know what that flag means, man? We fought for that flag.
How many friends died for that flag? Oh, but I got the arthritis. You ain't got shit except no love in your heart for this country. We're done.
Shut you old ass up, Raymond. I'll come and then beat your ass again. I ain't scared.
And out they go. And they don't talk, and then they just strip binocularing every day. Like, what's he up to now? Clint Eastwood and Morgan Freeman.
That could be big. Clint Eastwood might
Let me
be
just see if I can
fit the
Morgan
generation
Freeman.
as well.
Let me see if I can Morgan Freeman this. What?
I don't know if the kids nowadays don't love Clint Eastwood as much as they did, but might have to get a fresher face in.
That's not the point. Dude,
It's a dream movie.
yeah.
We go for
fuck
prime
the kids.
Clint Eastwood.
Fuck the kids. Can't say that after the Jimmy Savile.
Fuck the kids.
But you know what I mean? Just come on. This is the thing. Obviously, Morgan Freeman's the guy. Shit, I can't do
I'm
Morgan
Morgan Freeman.
I just met a woman from Tripoli. I'm going to fly her over here. Nah, this sounds like a fucking sex pest, doesn't it? I've got the headphones on. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Bottom line, right?
She is not a terrorist.
Now, I don't think she's got any ties to Al Qaeda. But if you were to ask me, I'd have to tell you, I don't really know. There you go. We're getting there. We're getting the syncopation back. Point is, Morgan Freeman is the guy who gets just lit the fuck up. Clint Eastwood is the mean old bastard who does the lighting. And then, I don't know, at the end, Clint Eastwood goes to jail and, I don't know, gets killed in the showers.
Nah, I reckon he's straight, right? So what happened? No, you gotta, whip it round, right? So, right, Morgan Freeman is actually the one who goes to jail, right? And then when he goes into prison, start Shawshank Redemption, the fucking sequel. But he breaks out again, bro. He breaks out at the ripe old age of 105.
So Tim Robbins is the neighbour.
Yeah.
What mad prosthetics are we going to have to put on Tim Robbins? Like,
Fuck knows what.
Like, so basically what happened was they broke out of Shawshank, served in the Korean War.
Yeah.
Then Tim Robbins, I never liked you, Dufresne.
No, the flag, you can still go for the flag.
Yeah,
the flag.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I never liked you, Dufresne. I always knew you hated this country. I knew it from the moment you crawled through that goddamn sewer with your uppity ways. And then Tim Robbins, God, I always thought we were friends, Red. Fuck you, Dufresne. That flag means everything to me. Why couldn't you have been like Brooks and hung yourself? It was Brooks, right?
I think so, yeah.
No, whatever. Sequels, not to rights, with Rich and Sam. Okay, let's have a look at. So we're talking about shootings and stupidity. I mean, all shootings are fundamentally stupid. What about this one, Sam? At one end, you've got the elderly tearing it up, shooting each other over women who don't even exist. And at this side, teen's selfie with the dying boy he shot leads to murder conviction.
Fucking mentally ill, but.
So an 18-year-old teen shot his 16-year-old friend, and he did like a selfie.
What the fuck, but.
I'll read. I mean, this is what I keep talking about it. I keep talking about it. Social media, mental illnesses. There is nothing in any fiber of your body that when you've committed a crime that doesn't scream, don't get caught, don't get caught, don't get caught. What can I do to minimize getting caught? I mean, I've never committed a crime, so I wouldn't know, but I'm guessing. And what I'm guessing is you would immediately kick in, like, okay, right, I've got to be fucking smart with this. Just shot a guy. have I got any blood on me? Burn my clothes. Fuck it, right? Did I touch the gun? Get the fingerprints off. You would immediately go into, this is bad, but it gets worse if I go to prison, right? Like, this is the nature of self-preservation. So you've got to be mentally ill to push back against that self-preservation instinct. There has got to be something wrong with you. Now, I will read what he said. This is his own testimony. Maxwell Morton, he's going to get 40 years in prison. Here's what he said. Something in my head told me to take a picture of what happened. What? That is mental illness. That is mental illness, mate. I just shot my friend. Something in my head told me to tape it. Like, what is that?
Yeah, what the fuck is wrong with him, Beth?
Then he told his other friends, he bragged about it, and said that he got his first body. Here's the worst part. It's all pretty.
What? Got my first body. What is this?
Here's the worst part. The pathologist testified that the guy he shot, his friend, would have survived if he just went to hospital.
That's fucking mad.
Bit weird that they did this though. Don't know why they did this. It was going so well, Ars Technica. And it says here, the Wisconsin Gamer.
No. The guy sent it to a... I think they were trying to say he plays games with him, that's all.
Yeah. They were playing video games. Fair enough. That's fine. They did introduce it. Thought that was just a bit weird to put that in there as an adjective. But yeah, so he showed him a Snapchat shot of him with the guy to prove that he shot the guy. And then the guy he showed that to took a screenshot of that and then showed his mum, and his mum told the police. I don't know why not go to why check with your mum first?
I don't know how old the guy is, to be fair. If I was like 14,
they don't say, but I mean,
like
that. 16, 18, between that age, it's a reasonable assumption. If you were 18, I don't think you'd hang around with 14-year-olds. That's crazy, right? Like, yep. So I told my mum first, who then said, yep. Turns out when you witness murders, tell the police. Yeah. Oh, cheers, mum. Yeah. I'll remember that one. So there you go. Guy convicted by his own selfie. Do you remember Rachel Dolezal? Remember her? She was
the black rights activist.
Yes. She was the branch president of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, the NAACP. And she was a respected black rights activist who turns out is as fucking white as a glass of milk, right? And she got exposed and outed. Well, she's got a book coming out, mate. She's actually written a book about her experiences. Now, the good news is she's making no money at the moment. She's living on food stamps, as it should be. Her book, Try Not to Be Sick Everywhere, her book is called In Full Color, Finding My Place in a Black and White World. Now, I don't know why The Guardian has effectively given her a platform to plug her book. Like, you know, look, don't get me wrong. I understand the premise of the article. 2 years ago, she was a respected black rights activist and teacher. Then she was exposed as a white woman who had deceived almost everyone she knew. Why did she do it? Well, I mean, answer number one, attention. And this is helping her sell a book. You know, I'm not, guess I don't like it, really. But, you know, she's jobless. She's feeding her family with food stamps. Her friends are having to help her pay the rent. Surprised she's got any of them left. and she is saying she's probably going to be homeless soon. I hope all of that is true. I know that's a bit mean-spirited, but like, you know, she pushed back. She smeared the people who proved that she was white. Got birth certificates. They interviewed her parents. Her own parents were going, yeah, I don't know where she gets this black stuff from. Then after it all came out, she also said, white isn't a race, it's a state of mind. Right? She said that to a black talk show host. So, I mean, it's pretty crazy. But they've got extracts of her memoirs here in The Guardian. And it's like they're trying to almost make it sound like this isn't just a fucking train wreck of a human trying to salvage something. And they're exploring this transracial nonsense. I'll read you some of this article. I don't want to... It's really long. I mean, I will say it's not badly written by any stretch of the imagination. I just think the content is absolute nonsense. Dolezal finds herself in a curious catch-22. Nowadays, we would not call someone who presents as a woman but was registered a boy at birth a liar. We would not blame her for any subterfuges she might have felt compelled to commit, or cite them as proof of her untrustworthiness. But because Dolezal is seen to have lied about her race, her credibility has been undermined in the eyes of the law. Her book contains many details about her family, which she says help make sense of her story, but they have not been corroborated by them, so cannot be repeated here for fear that a libel court would reject them as the claims of a self-confessed liar. If the narrative of fluid non-binary gender identity is now widely accepted, Dolezal believes the same should apply to race. It's very similar insofar as this is a category I'm born into, but this is really how I feel. So one of the issues I think we have with Dolezal is she lied her way into a job and very prominent position within a black rights group while being white. You know, it's definitely different to someone who just wakes up one day and says, oh, you know, not even one day, has wrestled for years with the idea that they're a different gender. And all they really do is change their identity. It doesn't alter what they go on to do in their lives. They're not getting a job based on it. If somebody had altered their gender and then got into a, like, for example, I do think there's an issue. This is controversial, no doubt, Sam, so brace yourself. But I do think there's an issue with transgendered people when they talk about women's rights and the female experience. Because if you've lived a significant portion of your life as a man, I don't know if you can really advocate for what it's like to be a woman. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So but I think that makes me a hater. I think that makes me a prejudice, even though I'm completely not. But I think logically, you know, I've seen, you know, male or female transgenders talk about, okay, this is what us girls go through every day. And it's like, well, all right. I'm not too sure about your perspective.
Not every day.
Yeah, not all those days when I wasn't a woman, you know, like, and again, I don't have an issue with it. Be who the fuck you want to be. But when you lie about your race and take prominent positions that only exist to further and better marginalized groups, and you're pretending to be one of those marginalized groups to get that job, you know, it's like that fucking wackadoo politician who pretended to be a Native American, whose name fucking escapes me temporarily. The one Trump always calls Pocahontas. She deserves that level of ridicule. It's a disgrace. To get more credibility, you know, and to reject, you know, kind of the idea that you can ever be, I'm not white. I'm not in this group. So you can't throw your racist allegations at me because I'm, you know, this group over here. It's, you know, it's really shit. It's a shitty thing to do. And certainly taking a job in the NAACP like she did is reason enough to show that she's untrustworthy and worth our derision and scorn. And again, comes back to the old classic mentally ill. I mean, she's got fucking deep-seated problems. Like, she obviously has a form of self-loathing that I can't get my head into it. Like, I can't understand what it must be like to wake up every day, look in the fucking mirror and think, you know what? I hate myself so much, I'm just going to black up and just pretend that I'm not me and I'm somebody else, and I'm definitely black. And you know, what are you doing? Like, what kind of mad fucking life are you living right there? Like, that's insane. So I will just read you this fucking extract, dude. This just shows you how nauseating the book is going to be. And like, seriously, like, shame on the publishers, I suppose, Ben Bella Books. But whatever, you know, you publish what you want. I'm not going to start burning books or banning people's rights to write garbage. I just hope no one buys it. But anyway, my laissez-faire attitude was much more difficult to maintain when it came to filling out applications and medical forms. When I was living in Mississippi, I felt I should continue ticking the white box, even though I begun to feel that description was increasingly misrepresentative. I would sometimes check other if I could. I would avoid making a selection altogether. The increasingly Afrocentric look I sported invited all sorts of criticism. Some said it was just a phase, while others, mostly white students, told me I shouldn't dress the way I did because it was disingenuous or looked silly, you know, cultural appropriation. While walking through the cafeteria one day, proudly wearing a dashiki and a head wrap. Do you know what I mean?
Proudly wearing a dashiki.
And a head wrap, mate.
So.
She's, you know, do you know what I mean? I passed the table of white girls and heard one of them say, who does she think she is, wearing all that stupid African shit? She's not black. As I continued to make my way towards the black table, my friend Nikki, a member of the BSA and a star of the women's basketball team, confronted the girl. You're sitting there talking about Rachel's outfit while you're probably getting a yeast infection from wearing those skin-tight jeans, she said loudly. Besides, Rachel's a lot blacker than I am, so deal with it.
I'm going to agree with that. Didn't 100%
Never
didn't
happened. Never happened, did it? I mean, the idea that a black student would defend a white student, you know, on that basis is just fucking, it's just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So there you have it. That's just the unbelievable story of Rachel Dolezal, hopefully soon to be homeless. I'm sure she's really laying it on thick just to sell more books, though. I'm sure she'll be okay. Let's also see what's going on in The Guardian. A couple more stories, and we'll wrap up. Well, interesting how this one kind of slipped under the outrage kind of radar. So the British Home Office has now issued rules that say if you're a gay asylum seeker from Afghanistan, that is no longer grounds under which to be granted asylum, even though homosexuality is illegal in Afghanistan, and they will probably be imprisoned or worse. So, this is where it gets ridiculous. The guidance that they are given by the British Home Office is they must go back home to Afghanistan and pretend to be straight.
Sound.
Problem solved.
Yeah, just go live a life that isn't yours, man. Fucking grow up, like, get over it.
Yeah, just get over it. Get over your fucking games.
Tell you what, while he's on his way out, throw up some grow up gas right in his eyes just to fucking get him there quicker. Grow up.
Absolutely ridiculous, isn't it? So, I mean, that...
No one fighting this, of course. No one fighting the actual injustices in the world. Like, you're not allowed to be gay in Afghanistan.
I mean, yeah, I mean, obviously, for sure. But this is insane. Forget the law. I mean, there's still, like, Taliban active in that area. They think, obviously, gays need to be killed. Thrown off building stones, you know, whichever one suit. And the British Home Office is saying, you know, look, you're not really in danger, so can you kind of just go back and, like, you know, stop wearing that feather boa or everything? You know?
No, how flamboyant do you think? Yeah, can you just de-gay a bit? Like?
Yeah. You know, like, I got to be honest. When you came in for this interview, see whether you could stay. Even I thought you were a little bit flamboyant. You know,
You could
don't get
at
me wrong.
least take off the nipple tassels.
You look fabulous. Like, what is this shit? Like, just de-gay. Like, just dial your gay down. Now, here's what's interesting about this, though. You remember the fucking Stonewall March, against Trump and all the terrible things he's going to do. We've had people go on Tucker Carlson tonight saying, Trump's going to persecute the gays with secret executive orders that haven't happened, didn't happen. But this is an actual Home Office, a branch of government, basically giving guidelines that are telling people who are genuinely in danger, their lives are in danger, they need asylum. This isn't optional. If you are gay in Afghanistan and anyone finds out, the chances are you will be killed. You will certainly not be able to live with your family, talk to anyone, associate with anyone. Probably, best case scenario, you maybe go to prison. These people need asylum. We need to protect these people. They are a marginalized group living in a country that will not protect that marginalized group. We need to intervene. We're telling them to go back there and be gay. That, to me, is outrageous. Like, I would get way more upset over this actual thing that's happening rather than Trump might do some shit. Didn't see a march, haven't heard any outrage, haven't heard, this is The Guardian that's writing this up. This is a liberal publication. Where's your outrage? Where's your front page coverage of this? Why aren't you getting celebrities involved? Where are the tweets? Where is the outrage? This is outrageous. I'm telling you it's outrageous. But apparently not. Just de-gay, go home. Unreal. Right. What else have we got to close up the show? Yeah. So 2 stupid ones. It's been a classic I hate it here. Up, down, left, right, winces. Had to stop the show a few times. Smoke alarms. It's all going off. But this, as a headline, is just next level. Musician accused of getting on-stage enema during cancer benefit.
Why does it say accused? Like, it either happened or it didn't.
No, but that's the thing. I'm going to tell you why it's accused. A Houston musician is under fire for reportedly giving himself an enema during a performance and then emptying his bowels on stage. However, the artist tells the Huffington Post that's a bunch of crap. Hey, Huffo, Huffo, Huffo. He admits to getting an enema, but says the material that spewed on the stage was just a protein shake in a leaky bag.
Because everyone keeps their protein shakes in a bag.
The scatological scandal took place Friday at Avant Garden during a cancer benefit for a local artist. One of the bands scheduled to perform was Sonic Rabbit Hole, a 2-piece noise rock act that includes elements of performance art. The singer, Michael Clemens, said he and his partner, who has not been identified, decided an on-stage enema would be the perfect statement against the venue where they've had issues in the past. It didn't have anything to do with a person with cancer, Clemens told the Huffington Post. It was a statement to the venue that you're not avant-garde.
Look at this hipster piece of shit already, by the way.
What about it?
Why don't we pretend to have a shit in the stage, man? That will real show the system.
Right, but this is the thing, isn't it? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, right, why is this appropriate to raise money for cancer? Why are you doing a genuine dirty protest? Like, an actual dirty protest. Right? So, we were going to do an endurance piece, he explained. I'd have the enema, do some light calisthenics, and then see how long I'd last before I had to go and then run to the bathroom. He claims the bag and hose leaked, causing the contents to spill onto the stage before it could go in his arsehole. But the owner tells a different story and says it was shit that covered a stage, not protein shake. My bartender was throwing up behind the bar. Brilliant. Now you got some vomit to go with that shit. You know? Plus, it was indecent exposure. They made performance art look bad.
Fucking hell, it must have been bad.
Well, here's the thing, mate. Have a look at him, though.
Mate, there's no way that's actually him. Nah, there's no way that's real. There's no way.
That's Michael Clemens, like
And
performance
Pull up
artist.
the video. Let me see. I have to make sure that's actually his face.
All right, you do it, mate.
Let me skip through. As if there's no video of the scene.
No, he is. It's 125. He comes in like.
Fucking hell, yeah, 115. There he is. What a beauty.
It was a failed enema bag that had burst during their bid, and there was never any fecal matter involved.
It's interesting because if you look, there's
It
some
was
performance art
protein
by
shake.
Sonic Rabbit Hole there, and it's like, you know, it's the usual shit. You know, it's people pouring blood and beating cages, and it's just all lame.
It's
But yeah, just apparently shit was just too far. Anyway, just check out the last line. Clemens said that he wouldn't do it again. I'm not a one-trick pony. You'll never see Michael Clemens with an enema bag again. I'll sleep easy tonight. Last story. Never really done this before, and I hate it here. But something that kind of makes me, temporarily at least, love it here. Right? There was a compensation claimant, right? And she was in a world-famous club in Soho called Ronnie Scott. And she fell down the stairs and broke her wrist and elbow. And she put this claim in saying that the club was fucking, you know, responsible for the damages. Anyway, it gets to court finally, because this happened in 2012. And the judge told her that she was drunk, fat, and in high heels, and therefore was inherently careless, and tossed it out immediately. Just check this. In her inebriated, obese state on 3-inch platforms, that would be an obvious, simple step for anyone presented with what they saw as a hazard. So there you go.
right.
So fat, drunk, obese, stupid. Fuck your compensation. Get out of my court. My new favourite judge.
D-Rex her again. Mrs. Hussain, at 115 kilograms, must have taken up much of the width of the stairway, but for some inexplicable reason did not use the handrail.
Judge
Double
Bowser.
wreck.
Good on him. Oh, actually, a female judge. Even better. Now it's can't be sexist. We're safe. It's okay to laugh at it, folks. So there you go. Fat, drunk, stupid, falling down the stairs. What a great place to end the show.
Bish, bash, bosh.
So yeah, a bit of a long I hate it here. We are going to do another one of these soon. But in the meantime, obviously, you can get more of our content over at rlewisreports.com. Follow us on Twitter, etc., etc. And oh shit, what was our sign-off line? It's been that long since I did it. Yes, that was the news. I wish it wasn't. See you next time.